my next question is on the topic of, climate change sustainability. I know my school personally has been taking very big strides to be more sustainable. So right now we're aiming to be waste-free in 2030, and we started composting, recycling, doing Trek bags to make sure that every little piece of trash is not going to the landfill, that, most of it is saved and recycled and reused. So what are your plans to make United States as a whole more sustainable? Because, as much as Duchesne is doing really well, Duchesne is not the only high school in the United States.
That's right.
So what is your plans to make the United States more sustainable and really push on that, we need to save the earth, because in 30 years, if we don't.
It sounds like Duchesne is helping to answer the last question that you asked about, can or should students and young people lead. It seems very apparent that you are. And that lead, as you suggest, must be taken up by the rest of the country. And so it's not just in, although incredibly important, reducing the amount of waste that we produce, recycling at every opportunity that we can. But it's also the much larger task of transitioning from a fossil fuel dependent economy to one that runs on renewable energy, and ensuring that we also connect that to economic growth and jobs. The two fastest growing jobs in the United States today are wind energy and solar energy jobs. And I want to make sure that every young person, every older person who's returning to the workforce, every person whose job has just been automated out of existence in a factory or in a production line somewhere, has the opportunity to learn the skills and the trades and disciplines necessary to make the most of this new and much greener economy. As you probably know, this region, Iowa, is an absolute leader in this. I think Iowa produces more wind energy as a share of its total energy portfolio than does any other state right now. Texas, my home state, produces more wind energy in total. We need to build on those leads, complement it with greater growth in solar, bioenergy, ethanol, obviously a big contribution that Iowa and Iowa farmers are making right now. But there's a whole lot more for us to do on every front, from how we generate energy and electricity to begin with, to retrofitting these buildings so that they are more sustainable, to use the word that you began with, to hopefully sooner than later getting the vehicles that we drive off of such a heavy reliance on oil and gas to renewable energy, whether that's electricity, whether that's biofuels, electricity that's generated by wind and solar. So there's a lot for us to do. But the thing is, if we don't do it, we're done as a civilization ultimately. The cities that we live in will no longer sustain life. The food that we grow will no longer be able to be raised here. We're going to visit some real hardship on the generations that follow unless we do everything that we can right now. So I'm so glad that you're doing that, and I'm so glad that you're applying the pressure on people like me and others to make sure that we all do our part, especially if we're in positions of public trust that allow us to do that.
That's all I have.